Hi everyone, Kimber from CurvyHeART face painting. I forgot what I was for a second. Kimber Bryan from CurvyHeART face painting. Today I'm going to be doing Jack Skellington. A video that is going to be coming out is one of my grandma. She let me paint her as Sally, and so that was really cool. And my niece, or my cousin, she requested that I do a Jack Skellington. And so I was like, oh, that'd be fun. So I rummaged through my inspiration stuff and I found a bunch of little guys. So I'm excited to see how this one turns out today. I haven't done one of these, and so it's going to be a little adventure for us all. So what you're gonna need is black, or in my case, my melted black. We're gonna need white, pure white. So that's why I'm using my new one. In case you're wondering, like brands and stuff, this one, it's very simple. Love it. And then I think, where are you? No. I used Tag Body Art for my black one, but this is just my red, so you can see anything you want to see in it. It's very basic. I love using Tag and these guys, and mostly water based because it's very hypoallergenic and good for all skin type, or not. It doesn't hurt your skin. So like it's very gentle for kids who have sensitive skin, or if you're not aware that they have sensitive skin yet, it doesn't tend to bother anyone, including myself. And I normally, in the last couple weeks, I've painted on my face at least twice a day. So there's that. All right, and that's my dog Bella. She is excited about something. Come here, baby. You're okay. You're okay. So if you hear a jingle, that's her. All right, so let's get started. What I want you to do is we are going to take our white sponge and we are going to spritz it. You want to make sure it's nice and wet, so it'll soak up all the white paint. So we're gonna get this guy all nice and wet with our spray bottle as well. No paintbrushes yet, but we do want it to be wet so we can absorb. I always like doing the rounded edge because I feel like you can fill in more spots, like the grooves of the eyes, or just go around and I feel like you have more control if it's the rounded edge, or if it's the flat edge. I mean, that does touch more surface. It just really depends on what your preference is. I enjoy using the round because then I can put my finger flat on the back. So we're just going to soak up. Now you can always and absolutely paint this on if you don't have any sponges. However, if I do a full face, or like what I'm doing is a nice big coat on my face, I want to make sure that it I don't want it too thick, because the thicker it is, it's gonna feel all like, it's gonna feel like I have like a mask, like a clay mask on my face, and that's not something I particularly want. Or kids feel like if the thicker the paint is on their face, the more itchier it is, so they want to get it off a lot faster. So I find like when you use a sponge, it's more even application. And so let's get started. So I'm going to cover my eyebrows, but I'm going to avoid the eye socket area because with Jack Skellington, he has these really unique colored or shaped eyes. And I'm doing a circle around my face. I'm trying not to go all the way to my jawline. I'm trying not to go up. I'm trying to do a pretty basic circle. And it's okay to need to reapply. I like using a sponge because it helps fill in a bunch of spaces. And if I'm not looking straight at you, it's because I'm looking at the mirror to make sure I'm not missing anything. So another couple spritz, another couple swoops of my sponge. Make sure I soak it all up. All right, I'm gonna go back over some of this. It's okay to go over your mouth. It's not poisonous. And if it might need a second coat, because like right here, I can tell I'm gonna need a second coat. So let's just get done with that first. So if you guys are a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, please comment on your favorite scene. I love lock, shock, and barrel. They are the things of nightmares, but I think they're also the cutest. They're more scarier than Jack, in my opinion. Oogie Boogie is up there in the scary department, but lock, shock, and barrel, I feel like they definitely deserve their own little tiny sitcom if they were to ever get one. They're just super funny and creative, and give them a task and they do it. All right, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm parallel. I'm going to go back and outline my face in black to give like a silhouette or the outline of Jack a little bit more. And just press. And make sure you get up in the nose, because we're going to cover that with black paint, or your nostrils are going to enhance them. Because I always find that it's better if you use the contours of your face to your advantage. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, you can always do like right here and create like a skeleton neck. I'm not really going to do that because I don't feel like face paint, especially on me, should go below the neck or below the base. So I'm going to do one last touch-up coat. So I'm going to make sure my brush, my sponge is nice and soaking wet. And I'm going to make sure get as much as I can. And I'm going to spray this also. And I'm going to go back over, touch up where I think I needed a second coat. Like on the forehead. Now I dab to blend. You don't want to smear or go like that, because if you do, you can tend to leave lines. That's one of the reasons why I like to sponge over painting. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. And like I said, you can go back and you can correct anything you want to do like that. Now we just need this to dry. So I'm going to clean up my fingers. So while this is drying, other paint that you're going to need, other than our melty black, for some extra shadowing and such, I'm using one of my dirty whites that I started making gray in, and I'm going to use this gray to create depth and shadows. So, oh look, I'm pastier than normal. One of the brushes, and I think I'll just start that now because it'll let this white dry, is I'm going to take one of my angled brushes like this, and I'm going to start the outline of Jack's head. So I'm going to make sure this is wet. And now that's wet, I'm going to put it into here. Because it is a flat brush, I'm not going to be swirling like I typically do with my round brushes. I'm going to just be wiping back and forth and helping build a nice thick load. All right, and so we are just going to press and swipe like that. And if you need more, get more. I like to make sure that, especially with this kind of, with what I'm trying to do, which is outline the face, I want it to be nice and seamless as much as possible. I mean, face paint is face paint, and I am definitely one that will admit that I let my my water get too full, or have little hiccups. All right. All right, so now I'm going to fill in this area. Oh, see? Yeah, lock, shock, and barrel. I think they're my favorite part of Nightmare Before Christmas. in Sacramento, there was a Comic-Con, or like a, not Comic-Con, but like some kind of like convention like that. And someone dressed as, what were they? Oogie Boogie. And they did such a good job. It was like they took starch and they took old potato sacks and they were able to frame it just right. And it was really, really awesome. I got my picture taken with them. I had a blast. You just, you know, people even like, what is it? It's almost, I don't even know how old it is. I think it might be, I don't think it's older than me, but it might be. I'm seeing a little hiccup right here. Now, if I live close to my little brother, or one of my little brothers, he is a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Let me get positioned. And he has this really awesome Jack Skellington onesie that if I had access to, I totally would have worn it today. But they're in Nevada. Hide that double chin. You can't hide my chin. Oh well. It's gonna look different on everyone. Now I'm just talking while I'm doing this. You don't have to go this far for a kid. As long as you whiten out their face, you can do the eyes and you can do the smile, and they're gonna be happy because they're gonna be like, I look like Jack Skellington. Or just regular skeleton, if they just want that. All right, covered up most of my areas. We'll just get a little bit more in the hairline right here. Okay, so I tried to make a round face as much as possible with how round my face already is. We're going to wash that brush and leave it in the water for a minute. I'm going to take one of my more easily manageable brushes and had an itch, but I got dirty fingers, so I'm going to take this little guy, or this bigger guy, and this is what I'm going to do the eyes. I'm going to cover my eyes first, and then I'm going to go in and shape the eye. Actually, I'm not going to use this brush. As much as I love this brush and it covers a lot more area, I think I should go with the smaller one, and just so you can see the two sizes. I think that I'll have a lot more control with the little guy, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to make sure it's nice and wet. I'm going to dry it, run over a towel, making sure it's not dripping, and then I'm going to swirl it. Not like swirl, I'm just going to roll it so it's like a nice sharp point. And now I'm going to get really close to my eyeballs. All right, so like I said, I've had this paint in my eye on accident before, and it doesn't hurt, and I haven't had it affect me negatively. All right, I'm just gonna fill in this area. All right, now that I got that eye done, we're gonna get this eye done. Ooh, look at that lovely effect. All right, as close as you feel comfortably possible. If you're not comfortable with this, no one's going to give you crap for it. I just know that if I was Jack Skellington, I want to be as much as possible. There. There's a rough cut. Now we're going to sharpen the edge right here. We're going to sharpen this, and we are going to go up here and have a fat bottom eye. All right, so I'm going to spritz the black because I don't want to redip my brush. I'm going to turn you a little bit because I'm going to be looking very intently into the mirror, and so I don't want you to miss what I'm doing. All right. All right, so we're going to sharpen right here. go down and, oop, see? Silly hairy eyebrows. There we go. We're gonna bring it up, and then we're going to like kind of do a sharp point with it. Like that. Remember, if your brush isn't fully loaded, it might snag, and that's what I'm getting right here. And so the more loaded and the wetter it is, the more smooth. So now I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to curve it a little bit, because after all, it is claymation / cartoon, whatever you want to. Well, it is cartoon, or it is claymation. So I did right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going back towards this part, and we are going to bring it down like that. Try to smooth it out as much as you can. I want my paint a little bit wetter, because this is a very delicate area. Just kidding. All right, so we're going to go down a little bit more, like that. And then it's like a very, very rounded square, like that. Then we're going to connect this part. So this part bows out a little bit, and then it gets ready to connect. So now we're just filling this in, now that we have our basic eye shape. I like to do a nice thick border and then color it in. Outline and color in. Now, if you don't have this kind of stuff at home, you're a parent or whatever, just go buy some black eyeliner, or if you're just a single person like me who gets bored and just likes to color on their face, you can do all this with black eyeliner, like you can get a really thick pencil or a thin one. You can, if you don't want to waste money on good makeup, you could just go, like I said, dollar store, and grab some cheap stuff. All right, and then we're just gonna fill this in. All right. I don't like this eyebrow piece right here, so I'm gonna fill it in a little bit more, make it more rounded as it comes. And I'm also going to be doing an eyebrow, so there. To give you the full effect, my eyes are closed so I can't see. I'm sure it looks great. Okay, so now we're going to do the same to the other eye, except this time we're not going to do this part. We're just going to do, we're just going to round it, because this one is going to be the curious eyebrow, like the, Oh, any Tim the Toolman Taylor's fans out there? I love that show. Okay, so we're going to start with the sharp point again, right here. Try to be as symmetrical or as parallel as possible the other side of your face. So I have bushy eyebrows right here, so I'm going to work my bushy eyebrow thins out. And then I know I need to cross over like that. And we're just going to fill in this little space. And you can dab. Dab, 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 dab. All right. To fill in that area. Yeah, it's pretty. And then we're going to go down. Like I said, we're going to give him a very suspicious eyebrow on the side, like he's asking a question, or Zero just did something, like he's like, really, Zero, really. My grandma, she's like, I want you to be Sally. I'm like, oh my god, you seen Name Her for Christmas? This is freaking awesome. I never knew you liked it. I never knew you watched it. You know, that's awesome. That's totally cool. She recognizes it because it's one of the things she buys my siblings for Christmas, but she never actually watched the movie. Cause I asked her, I'm like, oh yeah, Zero, and then this guy, and then this guy, and she's like, yeah, no. I thought it was so funny. All right, so we're going to come at the nose, and we're going to generally just go right here to right here. And then right here is where we're going to try to connect it again. So I like to put some reference points so I know where to draw this one down to. So we're just going, now that that was the last time I touched my face, I'm going to try to bring this guy down here to that point. And then from this point, it's kind of a rounded square like the other side. And now we're going to connect this guy. So do your best to make it straight. Now, if you do this at a party, everyone's just going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. No one is going to be like, your eye is a little bigger than the other. And if you have that friend that does that, be like, oh, cool. Can I see you do it? Just kidding. Don't do that. That's petty. Just think it. And tell them how much you love their costume. I have really good friends. And I do have ones that correct me or give me helpful hints, but it's always very constructive. And it's not meant in any sort of fashion, in a negative way. And I wore a black sweater because I just knew that I was going to drop black on me somehow. Like, there's that. Not saying that it would stain, but just that it would be annoying to me to do the rest of the video with black spots all over my shirt. You can always wrap a towel around your neck or wear your costume or whatever you're gonna wear and then put a towel over it. That's why I wore a black sweater, so that way I'm already dark. Okay, so we are going to, before we do the eyebrows, there are my eyes. La la, la la. All right, so if your kids love Nightmare Before Christmas, I hope they enjoy this. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to elongate our noses. So we're just going to go right here. I'm just finding the center of my nostril and just giving it a couple of sharp points. And then I'm filling in my nostril, so it might tickle. Make it longer, like that. And you can put in more. See up my nose? I got white paint up in there. Huh. Right. Just slightly go just outline. Yeah, it tickles. I want a slightly sharper point. Yeah. Yes, I do wash all my brushes after every use. And my sponges. I use hypoallergenic dishwashing soap. Almost there. My nose is all wet. Okay. Now we're going to go in for the eyebrows. All right. So I'm going to start right here. We are going to start where my natural eyebrow is. Or no. So make your angry face. This is what I tell kids all the time. Make your angry face. All right. And I am going to do that. And then I'm going to start continuing my angry face, or my concerned or constipated face, whatever fits your fancy. And we are going to go up like that. Now see where it broke up a little bit? That's because I was scrunched up. But you just take your brush back and you go back over it, just like that. Now I like it when it breaks up a little bit at the top. And I want this one to be a little bit sharper. I don't think I had the patience to do claymation. Not at all. All right, and then on this side, we're just going to do a thin one. All right, so we're gonna start at the regular eyebrow line. not as dramatized. We're trying to follow this one. Okay, it's pretty cake. My brush is pretty thick with a bunch of paint, so I'm gonna rinse that bad boy off. I'm sure you heard every bit of it with my microphone. I'm thirsty now, but I can't because of my lips. Okay, so here's this. Now, if you want to go that extra mile, you can take your gray and go towards more of the white gray that you might have built up already. If you want to add a little extra dimension. So like I want to add some, what is that called? Exhaustion in his face, just because I can. So I'm going to test that out on here. See, it's not that far different, and it will add a little extra oomph. You don't have to at all. I just want to do it. All right, so we're going to just go right under. We're going to draw in from the center of the eye, like that. And do the same to this side. Right. And we're gonna fill in a little bit under this eyebrow because his skin moved, shadow is raised, a little extra dimension. Just because I want to. And then if you want, you because his eyes are hollow, you can add a little extra on the inside, like I might want to right here. Okay, pinstripe like it's so thin. And same with this side. Okay, now we're ready for the mouth. I'm so excited. Okay, so the mouth, we are going to get a super tiny one. This little guy. Oh, sorry for the bumpies. This little tiny one. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that this, I have a little alcove because it's melted. I'm going to spray a little extra water in there because I want to be able to dip the tip of my brush into it, because I want this to be sharp, super sharp, because he doesn't have like a big old fat mouth. Okay, so I love, if you can see, I love this mouth. All these other mouths are kind of like menacing. I like this one because it shows the sweet side of him. Like he just watched someone do something funny and he's like, So that's what I'm going for today. We're gonna follow here, and we're gonna go up and then into the mouth. So up. Try not to talk while I do it. Okay. And it's okay if it touches your lip because we are going to fill in, close your mouth. Just fills in a little bit. And I'm going to clean it up. So everything about him, especially because it's claymation, nothing is super, super, super even. And that's one of the things I like about it. Like that one and Caroline, Tim Burton, big fan, except for Frankenweenie. And I know that my brother and sister-in-law are going to be like, no, but never really quite got into Frankenweenie. But I love Caroline, and I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and I love everything with Johnny Depp, and just so much fun. All right, so now we're going to go down. We're going to do very odd ones because we could do parallel. That's kind of boring. So we're gonna do like a sideways one. We're gonna go thin, go wide. They are uneven, but that's the cool thing about it, is it doesn't have to be even. Now, I think we are almost done. I'm going to take my little black thin paintbrush and I'm going to go in and touch up anything I don't like right here. I want this to be slightly low rounded. Right here, I have like a slight dot. So we're going to take this and we're going to connect it like that. I missed this spot right here where my eyebrow hair is. There's a random white spot on my hair. We're gonna fix that. All right, so I think we are done. I'm gonna grab my hood because hopefully I can cover up my white hair, or not my white hair, but my hair a little bit. All right. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you very much. And let me, oh, sorry for the knuckle cracking for those who don't like it. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know for Halloween. I'm really happy with this. All right, thank you very much, guys. Bye.